I want to be honest with all of you. I've been hacking into government and corporate systems all over the country. All over the world. I have discovered more information than any hacker ever has. Ever. What I have found will shock you.
So, I was watching Disclosure Day, the latest film from cinematic titan Steven Spielberg, and I couldn't help but be reminded of Neil Breen. If you're not familiar, Breen is an independent filmmaker who produces truly baffling action and sci-fi movies starring, directed, and written by Breen himself. His films often feature his protagonists holding some kind of history-making truth that threatens to upend world order, and usually boil down to him running around with a mass of laptops and hardware, possessing ill-defined super abilities, and culminating in a call to action and the overthrow of an evil establishment. So what does all this have to do with Disclosure Day, you ask? Well, I basically just summarized its plot.
I can see them.
The story follows Emily Blunt as TV meteorologist Margaret Fairchild, which is distractingly close to Morgan Fairchild, but I won't hold that against the movie, as she and whistleblower Dr. Daniel Kellner, played by Josh O'Connor, fight to reveal the truth about extraterrestrials to the world, all along ruthlessly pursued by Colin Firth's Noah Scanlon and the nefarious organization Wardex. Coleman Domingo also co-stars in a refreshingly earnest performance as mysterious ally Hugo Wakefield. And Eve Hewson is excellent in the role of Jane Blankenship, Daniel's girlfriend and frequent target. However, if you're expecting some kind of alien invasion movie, as some of the trailers and poster art would have one believe, this is not it. Think more Close Encounters of the Third Kind and less War of the Worlds. Inspired by an article on the Pentagon's UFO program, Spielberg began ruminating about the story in 2017 and finally put it to paper in the summer of 2023, afterward recruiting Jurassic Park screenwriter David Koepp to flesh it out. Koepp ultimately submitted over 40 drafts, the most of his career for a single project. And yet, I'm afraid to say, the script still feels undercooked. The plot is unnecessarily convoluted and repetitive, and the film deflates its stakes by introducing otherworldly technology without ever making clear their rules or limitations, offering a MacGuffin so inexplicably powerful that it might as well be a magic wand. While I understand that alien technology could potentially be so advanced that it would appear to be supernatural to our eyes, this notion does not translate well to the confines of the action-suspense genre. What's more, several elements are lifted directly from Spielberg's 2002 miniseries Taken, to the extent that one could argue this is a sequel. I won't go into further detail to avoid spoilers, but if you know, you know. The film ultimately relies on sappy moments to overcome its lack of interest in the science part of science fiction. But to me, these heartfelt scenes feel jarring, like they belong in an entirely different movie. While the action and set pieces are all executed with expert precision, they too lie at the heart of the problem. The movie doesn't seem to know what it wants to be. Is it a high-octane, death-defying chase movie, or a shadowy conspiracy thriller with a humanitarian core? While fun to watch, much of the action also feels obligatory. The train scene showcased in the trailers illustrates my point perfectly. It's a very well-done, thrilling 5 minutes of the movie, in a vacuum, but it also does nothing to progress the story and feels tacked on for the sake of an action beat. It also turned our everyday heroes into Hollywood action movie stars, which hurts the realism the movie needed in order for its ending to work. Spielberg, of course, has successfully tackled this tone in films like Minority Report, but here it all adds up to exactly what you're expecting, and the movie feels too safe as a result, hitting the viewer over the head with an unprofound, obvious conclusion. In fact, the ending reminded me of the final scene in Fritz Lang's Metropolis, where a title card reading, "The mediator between the head and hands must be the heart," signifies a union of classes, literally spelling out its moral lesson. Of course, that film gets a pass because it's nearly a century old. Overall, the film carries a sense of naivety, thinking it has something important to say only to wind up saying what most of us already know, leaving no lasting impact. It's a story, I suspect, that would have been better suited to maybe John Carpenter or David Cronenberg, both of whom would have no doubt taken a less saccharine and action-focused approach, but would have made up for it with a consistent atmosphere, which this movie sorely lacks. In the end, excellent performances across the board and Spielberg's visual mastery are its only saving graces. Of course, I would be remiss not to give special mention to the music of John Williams, who offers up just as much dread and wonder as found in his classic compositions, and highlights what a lost art purely orchestral scores have become. I'm happy to say that at 94 years old, he's still got it. Disclosure Day feels like a lesser movie made during Spielberg's early 2000s era, something he would have pumped out between Minority Report and The Terminal, and in this way, it does feel closer to a classic Spielberg movie than some of his recent efforts. While the script is no doubt the weakest element, ultimately feeling contrived and stale, the film carries just enough of the director's movie-making magic to prevent it from becoming a total slog. I don't regret watching it, because he's just too entertaining as a visual storyteller for that to be possible, but I'm not sure I'll ever feel the need to watch it again.
This is Disclosure Day.
So let me know what you think of Disclosure Day. Is it a new classic from arguably the most celebrated filmmaker in history, or an unfortunate misstep? And more importantly, could this be Spielberg's final excursion into science fiction? As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and click like below and feel free to share. And don't forget to find me on Patreon at /LateToNeversol, where you'll gain early access to my channel's content and more. And of course, if you want to see more videos just like this one, go ahead and click subscribe.